All right, y'all. Today is April 6th, 2026. Today is a Monday, new start to a new trading week. And as you'll see by the title, yes, I caught a W. I caught a W today. And no, it wasn't on my XFAs. I put those to the side after I secured my last payout. I went ahead and put those to the side because I do want to get maxed out on Lucid. So currently, right now, I do have 3 XFAs on there. But put those to the side. Bought 2 new evals. So today I was trading eval, and I'm probably gonna trade eval probably the rest of this week. Because I'm trading these the same way I trade my XFAs. I'm not gonna over risk. I'm not gonna try to pass these all in one trade. I'm just gonna keep trading the way I trade. Take my best setup. Of course, I'm gonna risk more since it's eval, so I can pass them quicker. But I'm not full porting. I'm not doing none of that. I'm still taking the correct setup. I'm not taking bullshit trades. I'm still doing everything I'm doing except now it's just eval. So with that being said, yeah, I took a trade on eval, caught a W. Good start to the week on these evals. Good start on these evals, and here's the proof as well. As y'all see, made about a band for each of these, and as you see, I made a new group for my evals and my XFAs. They're right here. They're in their own group that wasn't traded today. So, with all that being said, the proof, everything, let's go ahead and get to the actual trade. Now today was a pretty simple trade, right? I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was leaning more towards bears simply because we had no targets higher, right? And I know we are probably asking, oh, then why'd you take a long? I'll get into that. But originally, there was no targets higher. However, the only thing I was worried about, like for shorts, if I wasn't a target shorts, was that we have literally been in bullish order flow for the past, I say week and a half. As y'all see, last week we pushed up, came down, tapped this 4 hour, and we're pushing up on Friday, and now we're respecting this 4 hour, and overnight we pushed up like out of that 4 hour. Excuse me, guys. So then, okay, we could be bullish, but the thing is, there's no targets higher. So what am I gonna target? Same thing hourly. We come down, tap this. Last night, come down, tap this, and we're just moving up. Keep moving higher and higher, right? Lower lows, higher highs, lower lows, higher highs. So even though I was looking for shorts, and also we did have SMT at these highs, at these 4 hour highs, we have SMT, as you'll see. Well, not at least not anymore. We did at the time. We had SMT. Um, so then now let's go against the market open to what we ended up taking. So at open, we're kind of pushing down during pre-market, pushing down, pushing down. Um, so what I was looking for originally was this 2 minute inversion right here. So let's go back, select bar. So like I said, remember how I said I was looking for shorts. So at open, there's a good play formed out. And luckily I didn't take it because this would have been a loss if I did take it. But there's 2 minutes ended up forming, right? We start pushing down. We had equal highs. And I was going to take this, but if y'all know my inverse strategy, you know that once we get in on the inverse, our break even is going to be this nearest swing low. But as you can see from this, we straight up open, ripped, took out the swing low, and now this trade was no longer valid to me. I was like, I don't really want to take it. I was considering if we come back up, respecting the move lower again, make another move lower, then I can get in. But I'm not going to get in as soon as we retrace and tap back into it because it was just not as probable. Um, Also, what I did notice was that we also did have a 4 minute gap right here as well. As you see, we do have a 4 minute gap, and as you see, it doesn't close. It doesn't inverse it, right? It doesn't inverse it, so that's another indication that okay, we might actually go higher, right? If we wanted to take out London after this displacing move, we would have kept pushing lower, and we didn't. We're obviously wicking back up. We want to go higher, and also now on the 5 minute, I notice okay, we also make equal highs, right? We make equal highs. Mark that out. So I'm like, okay. We're obviously not going lower, right? We're pushing back up. We made equal highs. So now, if I get a solid entry somewhere, I'll get in, right, to these longs. And sure enough, what do? We made this 2 minute right here. This candle we didn't inverse, but this next one we did a clean inversion. I waited for a comeback, boom, and from there it was chicken. Came down, tapped us in, boom, and then take profit within minutes. That's pretty much the trade. It was a simple trade today, guys. Simple trade. But as you'll see, every day I come into a mindset where I can flip bias, I can flip my draw, I can flip everything, right? Simply just reacting based off order flow. And that's kind of when I got into it here, right? We pushed down, we had displacing candles, but after that we wicked back up and we started displacing through these other bearish candles and showing to me that okay, we don't want to take out London, we don't want to go to Asia, we obviously want to keep going higher. Now I wouldn't have taken this if we didn't have like a good draw. But to me, I've always thought equal highs were a very, very strong, prominent draw. Like I said, I know if y'all have been watching my videos consistently, you probably saw, I think it was maybe one of my videos from, I think it was last week or a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, where I was going to get a long opportunity, but I simply faded it. And this was a beautiful, it actually worked out. Like, if I would have gotten it, it would have worked out. But I simply faded it simply because of equal highs. And this is kind of another situation to where shorts could have played after this inverse, but I saw we had equal highs, and we obviously didn't keep displacing lower. So I'm like, okay, we might actually go back to sweep those equal highs. And that's exactly what we did. So it's things like this where it's just market experience where even though like sometimes we have equal highs, equal lows, and we end up still running to the opposite side to draw, that's fine. But I'd rather be safe than sorry, not having to get in and worry about, oh, what if it like stops me out just to take out them equal highs or equal lows and then goes in my direction, right? So I'd rather be safe than sorry. But in this time, I saw we had a good draw, equal highs, and I was like, okay, I can take this if we have good displacement. Y'all know my rule of thumb. And for inverse, I want to see 2 candles max inverse. That's what happened. And then we ran straight to the draw, right? So that's pretty much the gist of this trade, guys. Good start to the week, like I said. Freshly evals about 1K per, and yeah, want to pass these. Hopefully, if not this week, for sure next week. Just keep taking the best setup. I'm not gonna change the way I trade, nothing. Um, and yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this video. Make sure if y'all haven't yet, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I do be more active on my TikTok at Tone Trades, so make sure y'all go follow that if y'all haven't. And yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you on the next trade recap.